Hi, this is Rhonda from Montana Bowl of Cherries, and welcome to the garden in July. It has been really hot, like over 100 degrees every day for the past week. The first week of July was rain every day and cool. So there are things in each garden that need care and tending. The point might be that your garden can thrive in spite of you. There was a storm about a week ago and took down, well, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, dropped trees, tore people's roofs off. So we picked up stuff that was on the ground, but then every time the wind blows, more falls out. These are our scarlet runner beans. They're having a tough time with the wind. Every time we get blossoms, the wind knocks them off. So we're hoping that this time this blossom will survive, and at some point we can see how this is going to work. This might not be the best place for them. Also, there was that windstorm, so in all fairness, the daylilies have done their thing. They probably all need to be cut back between the wind and the effort of blossoming and given a chance to start over again. In the food first, flowers second priorities that we have, I'm not sure if that will happen. Will they survive? Yes. Is this a show garden? Not right now, no. Do I still enjoy it? Yes, immensely. The bee balm has finished its blossoming. It's got some more coming. If I cut it back, it will do it again. The spiral garden was a really great place for it. It's really enjoying its first year. Yesterday, I harvested the oregano for the first time, which is right here. And wow, did I get a harvest. So the thyme needs to be harvested next. And then I dry it so that during the winter we have our own herbs to use, and then we are still using it fresh. The Nicotiana smells wonderful when it's cool. In the evening, it just smells fantastic, and this is a great place for it, right underneath our bedroom window. Nasturtiums have not started blossoming yet, but they are doing very well. And there's chives in there too. This is lobelia, not edible, but pretty, and it really likes it right here. There's the purple ruffles basil, is doing so much better than I thought it was going to. And as well as this is lime basil, doesn't like the heat that the regular green basil likes. Some more nasturtiums that haven't started doing their thing yet. Some lime smelling succulents that they broke, so I just plopped them in there and they seem to be enjoying it. Do have some weeds that want to come out probably, and here's some more of the lime basil. I love lime basil. It smells like magic. It is amazing. This is the lemongrass that we were attempting. I don't know if it's really actually working or not. It smells like lemon though. Sage and sage. Okay. The Hawaii garden is one of those places that needs a lot of work. So the sprinklers are going. The watering system is going right now. The oriental lilies are finished blooming. That's this right here. The mint needs to be harvested, and there's some rebels in there that need to be out. And this is a weed that needs to come out, but the hostas look beautiful. Okay, back to the backyard. Part of the same watering system. Just push one switch and it waters the Hawaii garden, the rose garden that also needs some work, the great big pots of tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes, and each pot has the same thing in it. So when you come out, you have a snack. And then the water runs to this bed over here that right now the dill and the borage are trying to take over, but there is some basil in there that is doing well and also needs to be harvested. It's starting to go to seed. And down in here, there's some rosemary. And over in there is some cilantro. And then along this side, there's some parsley hiding back in there. All right, back to the chickens. Compost pile is a very important part of the garden because you can control what nutrients go back into the soil by what you put in the compost. And the important part of composting is to keep this pile hot, as in it feels warm when you touch it on the inside, might not on the top. So after I build it, I keep adding the grass clippings, fresh grass clippings, as they will heat it up in the chemical process of them drying out. So there is a video on here on this channel on starting a compost pile. So here's our compost pile. Our baby chicks are now 6 or 7 weeks old. So they moved from the house. This is called a chicken tractor, and the top is covered to help with the sun right here. There is no bottom in it, so they have access to the dirt. And the point of it is that you can put it where there are weeds, and then the chickens can clean up the weeds. And then this side of the top comes off so you can feed them and water them and care for them. So they have a little perch here for roosting. And they're doing super well. They're getting so big. And here we are at the vegetable garden. Here is another example of your garden thriving in spite of you. I have not been able to get back out here and do any weeding since I threw the seeds and the plants in here the last week of May and then hurried off to my next adventure. So this is as far as I've come, and everything is doing very well. The tomatoes need to be tied up. I need to get some kitchen string so I can do that. These are the hot peppers, and they are next to the green beans, and the green beans are, they have blossoms on them. They will soon be ready to start picking. The tomatoes have little tiny tomatoes on them. And beets are back there. They're doing very well. Well, they're making beets. I planted several different kinds of the cabbage family, and I had 2 crop failures in the house before we ever got the seeds out here. And now some of it's doing well and some of it is not so much. But I do have a lot planted. The tomatillos, they make this, the tomatillo is inside this husk. And when this husk starts to dry out and the tomatillo starts to pop out through the husk, then we know that they are ripe and ready to be picked. There's some that are closer, but they're not there yet. They're doing really well. These are potatoes that are blossoming now, and we learned last year that those blossoms smell wonderful. Okay, so I planted, this is a summer squash, but it is called patty pan, and I have one of those that is ready to be picked. So we'll see what that tastes like. Haven't planted that one before. And here's some more of it. Another small one. And then zucchini. I planted some zucchini. I swear I planted some zucchini. Oh gosh. Maybe I didn't. It's going to be a sad life if I didn't plant any zucchini. Cucumbers. And I do have cucumbers coming. These on this side. So you see the drip line down in there. And so on this side of the drip line, I planted the serpentine cucumbers that we like for eating. And then I put this trellis in between. And on this side, I planted the pickling cucumbers, and those are starting. Here are the mild peppers. These are banana peppers, and we have loads of those. And some of our fun paprikas, and we have loads of those. And then the peas, I weeded through them once, and it just doesn't make sense to weed through them a second time because I don't know if they will even produce. See, that too hot. I planted them too late, and it's too hot for peas. So I might get some. We're checking that this morning. Otherwise, all of this will get pulled out and go into the chickens. So there's really not a reason to weed it. If it's going to go away, I'll just pull the whole thing, take it to the chickens, while the pea plants are still green enough to have something for the chickens. So there are some peas coming. Knowing that I was planting so late, I didn't plant all of the peas that I bought. I saved some. So if we can get this space over here workable in the next little while, we can plant peas there and hopefully have peas in the fall when it cools off. We'll see how that goes, and I will let you know. Right, so that is the garden in July. Happy gardening.